Hey, if you've been in the world of business very long at all, then you've heard the old definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, unfortunately, businesses do this every single day in the world of sales training. Let's find out why. Let's find out what to do about it. This is Sales Untraining, a very different kind of sales podcast. 3 out of 4 salespeople are failing. They're falling short of their revenue. Why doesn't sales training work? That's what this sales podcast is about. It's your weekly sales strategy guide designed to rewire your sales brain. Hey, and welcome to Sales Untraining. It is your weekly sales strategy guide designed to completely rewire your sales brain. Great to have you aboard. Episode number 2, as we start talking about the single biggest challenge that exists in terms of sales training. By the way, hope you like and subscribe the podcast. And if you really do like it, I hope you'll let someone else know. Send it over to someone else. Let them join in the conversation as well. Hey, today we start talking about, again, the single most common problem that I run into, and I think anybody who does what I do runs into when you talk about corporate sales training, and it's how you go about doing it. It absolutely guarantees bad results. All right. So let's kind of walk through it. Let's think about the average company. Maybe it's your company. Maybe this is how you do it. Is you bring a brand new salesperson on board, could be a veteran, could be a rookie, could be obviously new to you, could be new to the industry, could have background experience. None of that really matters. That's too much, but it is going to impact the new salesperson who's brand new to the industry, brand new to the company, more than anybody else. But certainly it's going to impact everybody, because think about the process. How do you go about training new salespeople? Let me take a wild guess. Day one, they come in and they go through the traditional HR song and dance, right? Sign papers, elect your insurance coverages, get your keys, your passwords, your computer logons, all of the kinds of things that you got to do to become an employee. Now it's getting down to business time. Whether that happens day 1 or starting day 2, I have no idea. But here's what happens. We start training you on what? You're a salesperson. What do we start training you on? Selling skills? No. We do call it sales training, but it's not. It's product training. That's the typical approach, is to come in, and now we're going to deep dive on our broadest product line, our most important product line, our primary go-to-market product line, whatever that is. We've got to start somewhere to begin to acclimate new person into the world of what we sell. We have to learn the glossary of terms, the jargon of the industry. We have to learn how the product works, the technical background of the product. So you have to review the catalogs and the brochures. Now more of that is online. It's digitally presented. We can go through webinars. We can go through computer-based training. My head hurts already. Because what's it about? It's all about the product. Now, clearly, a salesperson's got to learn the product. Totally 100% get that. It's got to be some sort of dialed in programmatic approach to helping them assimilate the knowledge of the products that you're going to sell. One thing that we know is clients, customers, prospects, they buy expertise. If you don't know your products, you have a problem. Except that it's deeper than that, isn't it? They also have to know how the products work, how they compare to others, what best practices are, the innovations of that product use. We've got to understand the why behind our approach and how we do it. I mean, product training is complex and it's deep, and there's a whole lot of things that have to go well in order for me to understand how the product works, how to apply it, so that I can learn how to apply that to a sales process, right? What questions am I going to ask? How do I discover the challenges that they're facing? Not only what are they using now, and we have one of those too, right? Same selling, right? You have Kleenex, we have Kleenex, we can sell you Kleenex. You have, whatever your product is, product A, we sell those. And so why would I change? Well, because ours is better. Okay, prove it. Well, it's better because we say so. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll go down those paths later. Differentiation, positioning, a lot of things that really matter to clients, prospects, we don't even address in product training, because what are we training on? Say it with me, products. Got to learn the features and the advantages and even the benefits. And quite frankly, that's advanced stuff. You mean you're going to actually teach them what the benefits are? I remember back when I first started in sales, way back there in the late, early 80s, we got taught FAB, feature, advantage, benefit. Every feature has an advantage, but an advantage has a benefit to the customer. So not just the advantage of that feature, but the benefit. Even today, most companies don't extend product feature training to the benefits. Sometimes they get to the advantages. They very rarely get to benefits. What does that do to your salesperson you're training? You are ingraining in their DNA that what you do is teach people about the features of our product. Future episodes, we'll get into a whole lot of other things that are impacted by this approach and why it matters. But suffice it to say that the education brain and the sales brain are different parts of the brain. If selling was nothing more than showing up and telling people about your product, how much would you be willing to pay someone to do that? That's not an expensive position. We're not paying someone to teach a prospect about our product. We're paying them to influence that prospect to purchase the product from us, as opposed to any number of competitors. In other words, we're playing a competitive game, and it is a win-lose proposition. There's no prizes for second place. Back to the game. We're actually training them on the product. We get them fully versed in the product. They understand the product. Let's just go the extra step and say they're product experts. They're not, but let's say they are. And then we hand them the all-important client list, prospect list, and we tell them, now get out there and sell. Isn't that right? Isn't that what you do? Now, Kelly, we do it a little differently. We actually send them out to work with some of our other reps. Our sales manager goes out and makes some calls with them. What do you want to bet? That all they're doing is reinforcing the exact same problem. They go in and they start talking about products. They say, hey, we got the new product line in this particular account. We want to introduce that new product line. Let's go in and talk to them about the product. You see what's happening here? We become product experts. We send them out with a list of people to call on, and we say, go sell products. They show up and they talk products. I call them product pushers. That's what they do. But clearly, showing up and simply talking about a product is not what you and I call selling. Selling is influence. Influence is needed because we need them to buy into an idea. We need them to buy into change. Simply because you have a product that does what mine does now, maybe does it a little better, a little differently, does not in any way ensure that the client or prospect jumps up and down and says, where have you been all my life? Let's make a change. Doesn't work that way. In the training process, we've very rarely seen companies that dive deep into following a defined sales process, going through the process of identifying actual challenges and problems and needs and so forth and so on. And frankly, quite often, if they do that, it's just check the box item. Find out what product they use, where'd they buy it, how long have they had it, do they have a warranty, are they tied into a contract, and let's start convincing them that our product is better than the one that they're using now. Well, next, we want to talk about some solutions and what that will look like. Hey, thanks for making Sales Untraining your first listen of the week. And if you find something you like, if you hear something that's interesting, I hope you'll share it with somebody you know. You can find out more about me at bizlockerroom.com, or email me, kelly@bizlockerroom.com. Now back to the show. When do people train, period? Notwithstanding how effective that training is, which is not very good, but I mean, when do you train? You know what my experience is? When the economy's roaring, when things are going well, when the company's doing well, we don't have time to train. You don't understand, Kelly. We're really busy. We've got all kinds of things going on, and it's taking up all of our time, and we don't want to interrupt our success, our forward momentum with training. Okay, makes sense. But when the economy's not so good, we don't have the money to train. All right, so a quick recap. We bring new salespeople in. We spend a lot of time training them on product. They get to be marginally good at product, maybe even product experts. Then we hand them a list. We hand them an account list. We send them out to prospects and we say, go sell. And it leads us to an inevitable problem because we've not really prepared them to influence and persuade people to buy. All we've done is equip them to go out and educate. Huge difference, right? Take a careful look at what you do. Is that what you're doing? Now, I get it. Systemically, it's a problem. How do you change it? That's a big ask because people have to learn the product. And the other side of the equation is I need that individual in the field and working and producing some outcome as quickly as possible, which leads so many companies to put people in the field long before they're capable of actually making a sale. In fact, you got to ask yourself, why are we sending out salespeople to practice on our customers or prospects? Makes no sense whatsoever. So let's look at 3 very specific things that you can begin to do different. It's certainly going to get the ball rolling in the right direction. Number 1, you absolutely have to ingrain in new salespeople, you don't get paid to sell a product. It's not the product, stupid, right? To use an old adage, it's the economy, stupid. Same thing. It's not the product. Customers don't buy products. They buy what products do for them. They buy the outcomes. They buy the solution to the problem, the challenge. They buy more, better, faster, easier. They're buying some kind of outcome. And when you get focused on products, you get the completely wrong approach in the workplace. They've got to hear it from sales managers, sales leaders over and over and over. We're going to teach you the product, but don't get confused. Your customers want to know about the product and how it works and all of the details behind it. But what they're buying is a solution to a problem. They're buying an outcome they're not getting now. And by the way, if you're showing up and just asking them to change and they're doing okay, they could do better, realize that every customer is weighing things in the balance. And if the price and the challenge of change outweighs the benefit of the change, it's no sale every time. You wonder why sometimes buy cycles take as long as they do? We just take for granted if the buy cycle's 8 months, buy cycle's 8 months. There are so many things that salespeople are doing that extend that buy cycle. It's unbelievable. We could be getting into more frequency of sales. We could be turning quicker. We could get more velocity through the pipeline if we solve some of these problems. It's really important to look at it. Number 2, if your salespeople don't follow a defined process, you're just making it worse, right? Not only are you sending out product pushers to annoy buyers, by the way, but they're also winging it. They're flying by the seat of their pants. We go in, we ask people, what is your sales process? If it's not a blank stare, it's like, what do you mean? I mean, it's pretty simple. You get a lead, you call on them, you show them the product, you find an application, a niche, you take them through the process of demonstrating the product and handle their objections, close the deal. I mean, it's that simple, right? You know. That sounds great on paper, but no, that's not how it works. In fact, the reason closing rates are as low as they are is because people don't know how to open the call well. They don't know how to progress through discovery and into presentation. Too many salespeople that we see on a daily basis, or having to deal with price questions in the first half hour, the first 20 minutes, the first paragraph. I mean, it's crazy. You're a salesperson. I perceive you to be like every other salesperson. All right, you're selling your widget. How much? Because what they want to do is A, get rid of you, or B, weed you out pretty quickly if your price is too high. The data is clear. The top 5% of salespeople vary dramatically from the bottom 50% because they follow a process that's proven, it works, they can teach it, they can replicate it, they can troubleshoot it. And if your people aren't doing that and they're stuck in the product pusher mode, then it's a real problem. Number 3, this one's not going to make me any friends, but if we want to get better, if we want to change the problem that sales training doesn't work, you've got to learn to role play. If you're not role playing with, I just lost a bunch of people. I can hear it. They're like, I've been down this road and my people hate role play. So explain to me why that matters. Everybody hates role play. Nobody likes to be put on the spot to see exactly how good you are in front of an audience. Nobody. Why do you think live performance is so difficult for everyone? Why is it that public speaking is the most hated profession in the world? Nobody likes to be judged, assessed, analyzed in front of peers. You got to get over it. And if you're going to work for our company, this is the way we do it. We get good on the practice field before we go play game, right? That's the way it works. Salespeople who can do good live role plays, and I'm not talking about gotcha role plays, and I'm not talking about somebody who's a jerk just to show you that one client they had one time that was a jerk. I'm talking about valuable role plays, real world scenarios, giving people an opportunity to see what it's like to be on the playing field before they ever get there. Because if you can't go through the sales process, the presentation process, the discovery process in front of your peers, why should I expect that you can do it with a customer? Listen, I've been doing this a while, 4 decades. I know what salespeople say. Oh, hey, I would never do that in front of a customer. Yes, you would, because you just did. Don't tell me you wouldn't do it. I have sat in on thousands upon thousands of sales calls over the years. I've seen it all, but that's not true. It's amazing the new things that will come up, but they are variations on a theme. Not prepared, don't know the product, don't know the customer, don't know the situation, the scenario, haven't asked good questions, don't have good information, and they're all variations on a theme. Listen, if your company's going to have any chance of making your sales training valuable, you're going to have to change the way you're doing it, and you're going to have to inject a good measure of actual selling skills training and role playing. Good luck. I wish you the best. We'll see you in the next episode.
Sales on Training is a production of Business Locker Room and Pod About It Productions. Music and editing by Doug Branson. To get more Kelly, visit bizlockerroom.com.